In this video, I'm going to teach you the fastest way to improve your fighting skills in Chapter 6. But just before we get into that, I have a coaching Discord server. It's completely free to join and I'll leave the link down in the description. Now, the first way to improve at fighting is to improve your confidence. Now, what I mean by this is to have this self-belief in your mind that you are a good fighter. No matter what skill level you're at, whether you're a top 10 player in the world or you're just starting out in comp, if you just believe you're better at fighting, then it's going to make you play better. Now, there's two ways to actually gain this confidence. The first way is to put in the work and improve at the game, and you'll see the results and you'll be more confident. And the second way is to be absolutely delusional. Just believe it in your mind without even putting in any work yet. Just believe that you're better than you are and you're going to play better. And that is one of the reasons that Peterbot is the best in the world. Not because he's so far above people in terms of skill. Like, there's a couple of people on his level when it comes to fighting and decision making and stuff. But he just has that confidence, that supreme confidence that puts him above these other players. So he's not scared to make these plays. He just W keys anybody and he just has that confidence. The second way to improve at fighting is to change your settings, whether that's your binds or your sensitivity. Now, I don't normally recommend changing your settings. I'm a firm believer that you should just play on your current settings and just improve at the game, but there are some exceptions to this. If you play like a really high sense or a really low sense, then you should probably change that. Make sure you pick a good sense. Look at what the pros play, try and copy one of theirs, and just stick with that sense. So once you find a sensitivity, stick with it and don't ever change. And also your keybinds. If your keybinds are fairly okay, then I wouldn't recommend changing them. But if you struggle to do certain things because of your keybinds, if your keybinds aren't the most optimal, then maybe change one or two of them around and see if that will help you improve. But whatever you do, make sure you're not just constantly changing your sensitivity or your keybinds. Just pick something that's good and stick with it for a long time. Now, the next step to improving at fighting is Reload Ranked. Now, if you've played Reload Ranked, you're probably thinking that this is a waste of time. A lot of the players in there aren't that good, and the loot pool isn't even the same as in tournaments. Now, some of those points do make sense, like the loot pool is different, and some of the people you fight aren't the best. However, that doesn't mean this isn't good practice. As you guys know, nearly every season the loot pool changes, but the best fighters in the world are still the best fighters, no matter what the loot pool is. So even though you're playing with different loot in the reload game mode, it's still good fighting practice. And there's a reason that we saw lots of the tier 1 pros streaming and playing Reload Ranked for so many hours towards the end of the Star Wars season a couple of weeks ago. And that is because it is good practice. You're fighting so many different times each game, you're getting those reps in, and you're able to get so much more practice in a shorter amount of time than if you were to play like normal ranked or play scrims. You're getting so much fighting practice in a short, condensed time frame. So improving at fighting is all about the reps and how many times you can practice a certain thing. Now, the next step is to VOD review. Now, you're probably thinking that VOD reviewing is only for like learning strats in scrims and practicing surge and where to rotate, but that is not true. Yes, that is a part of VOD reviewing, but the other part is to watch back your fights. Watch back your fights, watch it in like half speed, see what mistakes you're doing, see what angles you could have played better, see why you're dying in fights, and just VOD review and learn the mistakes you're making. One thing I'd recommend is to record your gameplay while you're playing that Reload Ranked or while you're fighting in scrims, and every time you die in a fight, watch it back, write down why you died, whether you missed an edit, you missed a shot, whatever it was, write down these mistakes. And after about 10 deaths or so, you're going to start to notice a pattern. Maybe you're dying for the same reasons lots of times. You need to be fixing those mistakes. So take some time, focus on that mistake, do some aim training, do some edit courses, practice whatever it was that was causing you to die. Now, last but not least is tokens. I'm sure you've all heard of the player Shark on EU. This crazy 14-year-old Romanian kid just came out of nowhere and he's now the best fighter in the region. But the truth is, Shark didn't come out of nowhere. He's been grinding tokens for a long time, and this is why he's one of the best fighters in the world. So I'd recommend you guys to play tokens, but make sure you're not playing cringe. I don't want you to sit in boxes and camp. I don't want you to camp on height and spray. When you're playing these tokens, you need to be fighting and aggressively fighting, trying to improve, trying to take the fight to your opponent and actually win the rounds by fighting them. Don't play cringe. Don't try and farm 50p tokens. It's not going to help you improve. Thank you guys so much for sticking around until the end of the video. If you're interested in a private one-to-one coaching session with me, then you can check out the first link down in the description.